John Clayton here, and welcome to Trump National Golf Club. If you've never been here, come with me as we explore Trump National. But before we do that, let me say one more thing. Someone asked, is he wearing his trademark socks? Yes, as a matter of fact, I am. I'm very proud of where I was born, England, but I'm even more proud of where I live and work, the great United States of America. Okay, come with me now as we explore together Trump National Golf Club. Here's some interesting things from around the world. They're photographs, but I wonder if you know exactly where they are. This first one shows a rushing river and a bridge and some rocks. It was one of the most interesting trips I've ever been on around the world. But the question is, do you know what country it is in? This second picture shows some people going along in a boat along a canal. I wonder if you know where it might be in the world. It's probably one of the most unusual destinations that you probably have never thought about. I'll tell you where both these destinations are at the end of the show. But do you know where they are? Okay, so here we are at Trump National. Now, what did you expect? Some great big sort of glass palace? No, this is Palos Verdes, upscale, affluent, and very reserved. Come with me as we meet David Conforti, the general manager, who's going to give us a tour. Come with me. So what's proven to be some of the most popular things here, David?
Well, I think from the golfing perspective, first off, it would be, that we do have a tiered rate structure. A lot of people don't realize that when they first see some published rates, they may get a little skittish. But we do have a rate structure, and we vary them depending on whether it's a weekday or a weekend. So the golf is actually a lot more palatable, even in today's economy, than some may think. And
they can find out that information by going to?
They can go on our website, of course, to trumpnational.com. And, of course, we'd love to help them over the phone as well at 310-303-3240. From a dining perspective, we have picked by many and by AOL.com the best brunch in Southern California.
It is the best brunch in Southern California?
Best Sunday brunch, yes. It's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. every Sunday. We just retooled it. We've got more offerings. Aesthetically, it's a lot more pleasing. It's a very, very popular event for us. So when you talk about a special event, I would really put a couple on there. I would also include the Concours event, which is an event we've hosted multiple times.
For people who don't know that, what exactly is that?
Well, the Concours, it is a car show. It is a nationally recognized car show that we have hosted every fall. And with it are usually about 200 or 250 show cars dating back as far as 1896. I didn't realize there was a vehicle going back that far. And so we typically have about 5,000 or 6,000 people out for that sort of thing. So, I love the question, and in the future we're going to be featuring some summer concert series, a beer and wine festival. So, we may be Trump National Golf Club, but we are continuing to broaden the number of events and activities we have for non-golfers and golfers alike. And from the minute you call and you encounter our terrific staff and using the sir and ma'ams and taking care of all needs over the phone, to the minute you turn down Ocean Trails Drive to come down to the golf club, you'll see it. You see the grand clock we just erected, the beautiful flagpole, the magnificent clubhouse, all 18 sparkling fairways on the ocean. So, indeed. But that said, Mr. Trump has spent a lifetime establishing his name as the preeminent luxury brand in the world, so obviously it's our job to deliver that experience each and every time. It's in these times, heck, in any times, it's important to show the patriotism, of course, but it's a great compliment to the facility and to the coastline. It is just, from up and down the coast you can see it, and it gives me goosebumps whenever I talk about it.
What is one of your favorite getaways?
This may sound like an odd answer, but I love New York City.
That is a very funny answer, yeah.
I love going to the city because I'm a very urban person. So even if I get 3 or 4 days off, I'd love to jump over there, immerse myself in the arts and in the performing arts. So that would be my number one choice, the first thing that comes to mind. Otherwise, I would love to go to one of Mr. Trump's properties in the Caribbean. He's got one in Puerto Rico, developing one in Cap Cana, and we've got one in the Grenadines as well. So those would be my favorite spots.
Is that sort of a job pitch there where you'd next like to go?
You know, we're having a little rain today and it's a little chilly. So if it continues like this, yeah, I should move south for the winter.
Everyone today is looking for specials. Is there anything that you might be able to share with us that would give us, I don't know, a price break on anything?
What I would suggest is go to our website. It's www.trumpnational.com, and we do have a section we just established about 2 months ago, promotions and specials, and there will be a handful of things every now and then, you know, demonstrating some specials and even some other special events ongoing.
Of all the interesting things you've got here in the golf course, you have a pretty challenging course for golfers, professional, and I guess the word is duffers.
Duffers, we prefer to use the word novice, but duffers will certainly work. It's we've got a very unique golf course. I've mentioned already that all 18 holes are on the ocean. I would just like to discuss a handful of holes that are just terrific golf holes. And, you know, to start with, most golf courses say, well, there's, you know, what is your signature hole? What is that one hole that really stands out? There are several of such holes, and there isn't one hole that's going to bore or not excite the golfer. So starting right out of the gate on the first hole, the first hole features a Trump signature waterfall behind the hole that cascades to in front of the green as well. So you've got basically an isthmus, almost an island green for your approach for your very first hole. Now, both classic and contemporary golf course architecture alike dictates that typically the first hole is used to ease you into the golf experience. To even use one of the most popular golf courses in the world, Pebble Beach, one of our competitors, you know, right up the road there. You know, even their first hole is a very benign dogleg right, where, frankly, you don't see the ocean, so it could be in Nebraska, it could be in wherever. Yet here, you know, again, besides having the sparkling ocean right behind you, you're moving up towards this beautiful hole, which is very challenging and very pretty. And though all 18 holes at Trump National are on the ocean, you have one hole where your back's going to be to it, and that's our first hole. But the waterfall that Mr. Trump designed and built is so magnificent, for just a few minutes you forget the ocean's even there. So here on the 10th hole, it is the first time that you can hear the ocean besides see it and have it come into play. So as you round the bend after coming up to our snack bar or into our grill real quick for a snack at the turn, you pull up to the 10th tee and you can hear that sound that all of us know of the waves crashing against the shore, and it is just, you just want to package it and take it home with you. So 10 is a drivable par 4 depending on which way the wind's blowing. You've got the ocean in play on the left and some very steep bunkers in front of the green. So what it lacks in distance, it certainly makes up for in beauty and challenge. It is a fan favorite, and it is home to a lot of commercial and movie shoots and still photography shoots. Most people seem to want to go to the 10th hole.
And there's also a great big orchestra standing by. I mean, when you say the waves are crashing on the shore, there's also a great big orchestra there.
It seems that there should be, because it's such a beautiful scene, one of the most beautiful in all of golf. So here we are on the 17th hole, and one thing that's unique about this golf course is on most of Mr. Trump's other golf courses, he has one signature waterfall. Here we actually have 3. So here's the 3rd waterfall you'll experience on the golf course. As you can see, there's not much trouble in front of the green, but behind the green is where we have the waterfall, and then the water backs up into the green. So what you have is a hole that is very playable, depending on, or regardless of what ability player, but you have one of the most strikingly beautiful holes once again in all of golf, because just to your left, you see the ocean. So it is just, again, with Mr. Trump's eye, it was just a magnificent place to put the third of 3 waterfalls. And the thing I love about where the waterfalls are on the golf course is you start with it right out of the gate, number 1, then number 4, then you kind of work your way without them for a while, and then you're not really expecting any more, and then whammo, there it is again on the 17th hole, in the penultimate hole.
I think one of the most fascinating things, at least to me being a long-time resident of the peninsula, is the absolutely fascinating story behind hole number 18.
Well, hole number 18 is a very fitting finishing hole for us. It's very dramatic, it's very challenging, and of course its beauty is unmatched here except by perhaps number 10. Now, back in June of 1999, as the old Ocean Trails golf course, as it was once called, was about to open, the 18th hole slid into the ocean, the 18th hole on the green. So back then, the owners tried to operate the golf club as a 15-hole golf course. It didn't work, and in 2002 they had to shut their doors. So Mr. Trump came in and he purchased the property, and he spent $64 million.
$64 million? Woo!
$64 million resurrecting the hole. And I love, one of his favorite quotes of mine is when he said, you know, during the next big one, he wants to be standing right on the 18th fairway because it's not going anywhere. You know, I think it was a civil engineer's greatest dream because, you know, we rebuilt the hole, obviously with 150-foot deep concrete and steel poles, but it was also layered to mimic what nature would have done over time, metamorphic and seismic and sandstone and the whole bit, to make it look and feel as natural as possible, but obviously with modern technology in there so that it doesn't go anywhere anymore. But what you see from the golf hole are over 20 bunkers on the hole. You have a very wide fairway, but it doesn't look it because it's a 2-part fairway. It's a double fairway, but the lower fairway is down below the main level of the fairway, so you can't see it. So off the tee, it intimates that it's a very tight hole, and when in reality, you've got a bunch of space, and the green is just phenomenal. Sitting up on a plateau with the ocean to the left and beyond the green, you have the beautiful flagpole on your right, and then as you get on the green, you can see the clubhouse in the distance. It is just a magnificent, I can't say enough about it, magnificent finishing hole.
The most fantastic golf course in America, right?
We'd like to think so.
Okay, so here's the question. Did you figure out where these are? This first picture, this comes from one of the most fantastic train trips I've ever taken in my life. It's the Rocky Mountain Air, it's in British Columbia, and it goes from Vancouver all the way to Banff and then on to Calgary. Absolutely fantastic and mesmerizing. And the scenery that you see along the way is absolutely captivating. And if you want to see more about it, you can find out their website. The website is addressed on the bottom of your screen. Now this second picture may have caused you some really interesting thoughts. Most people, or a lot of people, think, hey, wait a minute, that's Venice. No, not Venice. This happens to be Bruges in Belgium. Bruges is about an hour's journey north of Brussels, and it is absolutely one of the most captivating cities I've ever been in. Check it out yourself at the website. On the bottom of the screen, you'll see where to go. Well, that just about does it for our story on Trump National, but there is just one other thing I'd like to mention, and that is that some people think that Trump National is a private club. No, it's public, and anyone can go there anytime. I'd really love to hear from you, our viewers, and the email address is on the bottom of your screen. So until you and I meet again, this is John Clayton, your Armchair Traveler, saying, have some jolly good travels. Take care.